everyone. How are you today? I hope you're well. Welcome to my channel on inner transformation, poetry and fabric art. I'm GhairO, and if you've landed here for the first time, welcome. If you're only interested in poetry, please just check the poetry playlist. Or if you're interested in fabric art, just go over to the fabric art playlist. And if we're here for inner transformation, go to the inner transformation playlist. I have all three things on one channel because I don't really want to separate my work out. They're all connected, and it's a bit tiresome to have three channels for my three passions. Thank you for landing here, and if you resonate with some of my perceptions, please do like and subscribe. It really helps me and encourages me. So today I want to speak about a few minutes about children, because a lot of starseeds and light workers have very many problems with children, because you know, everybody knows that our children are in our heart's soft spots. So they trigger a lot of issues, and it's very hard for us to deal with those issues, because if you've birthed a child as a starseed, that soul is usually highly advanced. So their shadows and what they need to learn is extremely deeply rooted, and they can tug you to no extent. So I want to raise a couple of rememberings for you to follow, to help you deal with these really advanced souls which came through us. They are tough. And there's no point in making our lives stressful because of children. So the first thing I want to say is that we need to remember that our children comes through us. Like I think Khalil Gibran said, your children come through you, not from you. And their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow. So you cannot in any way control their souls or be responsible for it in a deep way. All that is responsible for every single soul. What you need to do as a parent is ensure that their bodies are safe, and the emotional and mental realms is as protected as you can possibly protect it from trauma, both capital trauma and any small trauma. So you're there to protect body, mind, emotional self, not the soul, because when children embody, you must remember that soul, that they are already fully developed souls that have traversed many lifetimes. And if they've chosen you as a starseed for a parent, they have lived on many other dimensions and planets and constellations. So they are fully developed souls with a very specific skill set that they have come to this planet for. And the Makabas are already very defined and highly developed because they chose a starseed as a parent. So you cannot interfere with that part of themselves. You need to focus on protecting physical body, nurturing mental body, nurturing the skill set that they have come to the planet with, whatever that is. Could be anything, artistic or technological or whatever skill set they've come with. Nurturing that, ensuring that that is nurtured. And what else did I want to say? So, number one, remember, they are fully developed souls. They don't belong to you. They come from you. They don't belong to you at all. So, to attach yourself to them and create trauma by determining, for example, on your own, without consulting them, what school they go to, what college they attend, what after-school programming they need to involve themselves in. All these things must be discussed with them in order for them to grasp that they need to take responsibility for their own development, their own soul development, and once they've come of age and gone through initiatory processes, they're responsible for their own mental development. And often these souls come with deep-rooted genetic encodings around specific trauma. War trauma, trauma related to rape, trauma related to all kinds of violence, a split mental realm, an emotional body that's scattered, a whole range of things. Because they come to planet Earth to test their souls, so they will choose the most difficult genetic encodings in order to experience it, and from there to move into the dimension of unconditional love. So when you become overly attached to trying to work out what their darknesses are, and then you define how they should deal with it, for example, as a teenager, that traumatizes them more because that limits their freedom to work out for themselves, what is this lesson that I have come to learn? So, freedom is extremely important for these advanced souls coming down. Remaining stable, centered in your axis, in your axis is also very important, because they need someone that can hold them emotionally grounded, linked to Mother Gaia. That's your role. That's your primary role, to remain the stable entity in their lives. So whatever roller coaster they're going through, there is that reference point of stability that they can rely on when things just become too overwhelming. Does that make sense? The other thing I wanted to say is some of these children that come through Starseeds have highly sophisticated manipulation skills. So you must remember that every soul that embodies on this planet choose their parent. So they will choose a parent that they can manipulate in order to satisfy their material desires. And in that manipulation, parents can become very unsettled because most manipulations involved material desires. The parent is put under a lot of pressure financially in order to meet the desires of these children coming through you. So you need to be extremely alert and aware of when you are being manipulated and when the need will evolve their soul or their mentality. I hope that makes sense. Let me see what else I wrote down here. They often make you feel somewhat guilty about how they turn out as a teenager, or guilty about what they are going through emotionally, or guilty about not providing the context which they feel they're entitled to. It can be a whole range of things that make you feel guilty about. Now, that can be very unsettling because guilt is a low vibrational frequency. So, as soon as you become guilty, you will lower your vibration and allow the child to get into your auric space and create chaos. And as when chaos creeps in, stability goes out the window, and that just aggravates the situation. So don't feel guilty when, for example, you can't provide a 3-course meal on a Sunday, or you cannot increase the pocket money, the monthly pocket money, monthly allowance. Or when they need to be grounded for whatever reason, you feel they need to be grounded for a short while, and they make you feel guilty, don't fall into that trap. It's extremely important to do that, because when children know what your weakness is in your connection with them, they will not only trigger it, they will keep looping it, which keeps you in the